Yo, good evening, freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. Snapzilla Gorillas in the building, aka the definition. Hollering at y'all with this quick. Well, we'll see how quick this live stream is going to be, but we're going to get into some nonsense. You heard me, Big Bird me? You heard me? Brother Shelton, salute to you. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you are in the world. Man, there is some shambility going on, y'all. Some shambility. Because boxing is in shambles. Queen Mother Shaquila, salute to you. Man, the shambility in the sport of boxing is out of control. The shambility is out of control. The shit's in shambles. And these sanctioning bodies, man. Oh, the agenda is real, y'all. The agenda is real. What is the agenda, man? The agenda is for the sanctioning bodies to sap every ounce of money they can from these fighters. Right? So I'm trying to understand what is going on. I don't even understand how this happened in the first place. I don't understand how Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia was able to fight for a regular WBA championship belt. They both debuted at 147 pounds at the same time and fought for a regular belt. How? You know what I'm saying? So the shambles were there to begin with. And then I don't understand it. Rolly Romero was coming off a loss. And Ryan Garcia was coming off a scandal, a drug cheating scandal. But they got the fight for this regular belt. And it's like, okay, well, it's a regular belt. I mean, it's really pretty much meaningless, right? It's another way to extract wealth from the fighter. And so it is what it is. But now they have elevated. They didn't waste any time either. They wasted no time. So I'm just trying to figure it out. Shelton says Manny Pacquiao needs to retire. I thought he retired. I don't know what's up with these dudes. Where's my rich big dog? I've been rocking with you the longest. Okay, yeah, just bust up in here. What's up, man? Hold on, guys. Yeah, Mike, you're a troll, bro. You've been here the longest, but brother, you are a troll, and you have been rocking with Mighty Mouse. So Dead Mike, you know what's up. I can't give you a rent, brother. You've been, run tell that to people. Queen Sister Shower, good afternoon to you. You wanted to cook on it? Well, maybe you can come up here and cook with me, because I need somebody with some good understanding of how all this shit's supposed to work to tell me how Rolly Romero is a super champion now. Who did he fight? Trey Titan, salute to you. Good afternoon, brother. Maybe you can come up here and help me with this, because I don't be all up in the rankings and doing all this stuff. I don't understand it, but I do understand how rankings are supposed to work. What'd you say, Shower? I got you. Your Team Freedom's March, Dead Mike. Assalamu alaikum, Stephen X. It's all about Ryan Garcia. Yeah, I heard it might be. I mean, I saw the title for Champs. I didn't really hear him talk about that, but about that in particular. Wait, who was that said it might be about the rematch of Ryan Garcia? Rolly Romero, Ryan Garcia rematch, and the winner gets the WBA super belt, and then Devin Haney fights for unification. But I thought that Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney were going to petition for the WBA super belt to go to one of them if they won. Don't you have to be unified with the WBA to get this WBA super? I mean, I don't understand how this shit is supposed to work, apparently. I don't understand it. So I'm just like, yo, I mean, what the fuck? What the hell? Should we even care? Should we even care about these goddamn sanctioning bodies? Sugar Free Mars in the building. Salute to you, Queen. The queens are up in here. The queens are coming up in here. Should we even care at this point? It's like, or at least about the WBA belt. Now, some people might want you to believe. Queen Mother Shaquila, is that you? Blessings to you. Blessings to Queen Sister Shawa. Or Queen Sister Shawa. Queen Sugar Free Mars. Queen Mother Shaquila. What's up? Can go in the garage and see if you see that work phone. But but this is supposed to matter in boxing, right? If you have all 4 belts and you are the unified, you are the lineal king. You're the lineal king with 4 belts. You're supposed to be undisputed. That's supposed to mean something, right? Or are they just going to maneuver the belts as they see fit so that they could, get the biggest fighter the belt so they can get the most money? Is that what this is about? Extracting the most money they can from the most exciting and controversial and infamous fighters? So this is what I propose. I propose that they separate all those sanctioning bodies. Get that out of the professional sport of boxing. Let them start their own thing where celebrities and people with big followings and people that think can bring a lot of money, let them fight over there in those sanctioning bodies and let professional boxing actually do what it needs to do. One champion, right? Maybe a tournament. You know what I'm saying? You have to fight your mandatories. You have to fight in the top 5, whatever they got to do. I mean, it's complete and utter nonsense. It's complete and utter nonsense at this point, right? And I'm not even, y'all know, I'm not even as well versed in all these rankings and the placings and all this shit because it's so convoluted, right? And it's not just the WBA; it's all these belts. But they want to blame Turkey, right? Because Turkey allowed Ryan Garcia to fight on his cards, on his little Riyadh thing, which really had to do with Oscar De La Hoya, Oscar De La Hoya wanting Ryan Garcia to continue fighting. That's his cash cow. But so I'm just going to come out with it, right? KO is pushing this thing that Turkey is behind the WBA giving that belt to Rolly Romero. But I haven't found any evidence of that myself. So I don't know where he got that from. Yes, Brother Sheldon, I think that the IBF is the best one. So he's saying Turkey's behind it, but this is not the first time the WBA has done some crazy wild shit with their belt, right? So now it's about, okay, well, Rolly Romero, tanks, Tonka trucks, resume aging like fine wine, but it's like, okay, so you're saying Rolly Romero getting a belt for no fucking reason is aging like fine wine. You think that's good you think that's a good thing. So if you're saying that it's aging like fine wine, then you're pushing the message to your followers and to the people that cling to you. You're telling them that it doesn't matter that Rolly Romero fought anybody at 147 to get the WBA Super Belt. You're just saying, oh, well, it happened, right? But at the same time, you're saying it's Turkey's fault. So is it a good thing or a bad thing? Because if it's a bad thing and you're blaming Turkey, then it's not aging like fine wine, right? It's spoiling, right? It's aging like goddamn raw milk. Sean, what you in there talking about? Some tea? No, Tank, and I was confused about that as well. Because think about that. Shawa says, yes, they do what they wish. Henceforth, hence the birth of TKO. And that's trash. Yes, it is trash. It is trash. I don't like it. I don't like them trying to change the Muhammad Ali Act to do it like the goddamn UFC. The UFC is trash, bro. The way The way the UFC works, I like the ranking style of the UFC, but how they pay the fight, it's more like a goddamn. It's like you going to work. These fighters are not 9 to 5 workers. You know what I'm saying? So, and we're going to get into that. We're going to get into how this is even possible, how TKO coming through is even possible, how Turkey is even possible, coming through is even possible. Yes, he's a regular champion, and I didn't know that. I thought they offered him the WBA Super. He turned it down at 135. And that's another thing. Did Turkey have something to do with the WBA offering Gervonta Tonka Truck Davis the WBA Super Belt when Devin Haney moved up to 140? Did Turkey have anything to do with that? If Turkey didn't have anything to do with that, then why would he have anything to do with it now? All of a sudden now we're offering a PBC fighter, the stablemate of Tonka Truck Davis. We gave him the WBA Super Belt like we offered to Tonka Truck Davis last year or the year before. No, it was last year. But all of a sudden is Turkey's doing, right? Yes, I already actually, Shaw, I have the rankings pulled up as well, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't even. Do we even really be honest? Do we need to look at the rankings to understand that Rolly Romero should not have any belt at 147? But we can look at the rankings and understand that there are fighters in those rankings that should be. They should have a shot at that, right? At least a shot, not given the belt, but at least a shot, right? Like say, like when Devin, well, I thought Devin and Brian Norman Jr. were going to petition the WBA and the IBF for one of those belts to be available to them, to the winner. And then, you know, the fighters in the rankings get that opportunity. Now, one might ask, well, how did Devin get a shot at Brian Norman Jr.? Right? Well, how did he get a shot? Well, because it's a voluntary, right? Brian Norman Jr. just got his belt. When did he get the vacated? When was that? Last year? He fought what's his name? He fought what's his name earlier this year and got the vacant WBO title that Terrence Crawford dropped. So, you know, he just got his belt. So you could say that, well, it's a voluntary defense of his WBO belt. He defended it against Sasaki, right? And now Devin's moving up to 147. And Devin is a multi-division champion, right? And he was undisputed. So, as with that being the case, Brian Norman Jr. had a voluntary that he was entitled to. So that makes sense to me. But to have Rolly and Ryan Garcia fight for the WBA regular when neither one of them ever fought at 147, neither one of them were any type of champion. One was coming off a loss, and the other one was coming off a scandal as a drug cheat, right? Heaven Sent says, now let's see Rolly do what Mario Barnes couldn't do. What? Beat up Pacquiao? Heaven Sent says, he deserved to be a 2-time champion beating Ryan, the Osterine head. Who did? Who you talking about? Tonka Truck? Who you referring to, Heaven Sent? You talking about well, I mean, yeah, in my mind, he beat Ryan Garcia, the Osterine head. But you know, on paper, unfortunately, that's not what it was. Yeah. Yeah. Sugar Free Mars, who you talking about? Oh shit, she's starting early. Sugar Free Mars. Oh boy, who's gonna get the fire today? To do you? Oh boy. Um Shelton says he got promoted. He had an international WBO, I think. Who you talking to? Talking about? Yes, it's voluntary. Shawa says the Norman's been waiting to fight Dev if he came up. Yeah, Brian Norman Jr. been eyeing Devin for a while. So yeah, it's a voluntary. So, but it's not like Devin came up and they gave him a junior belt or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He has to fight Brian Norman to get a belt. He has to fight Brian Norman Jr., arguably the best welterweight at one. You know what I'm saying? The best welterweight in the division. That's what Devin is doing. But Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero fighting for a regular belt, and they've never been in the division before. Neither one of them have fought anybody at 147. And now Rolly Romero's WBA Super Belt champion at 147, and he still ain't fought nobody. All of a sudden, look at this shit, man. Hold on, let me. This shit is crazy to me. Like it's just when you look at the I mean, look at this shit, bro. Goodness gracious alive, man. Hold on. I mean, this is crazy. I'm looking at the rankings, and I'm like, well, how did this happen? What was it? Let me see. Let me make sure I click on the right thing. Is it this one? Look at that. Look at this shit, man. Let's expand this shit. One against was vacant. What was vacant? This is what I want to know. Stephen A says, plus Devin was a 140 champ in recess, so he deserved a shot. Yes, absolutely. Oh, you talking about Rolly? Heaven sent? Sheldon says Mario Barrios took it easy on Pacquiao. Yeah, like fucking Jermell Charlo did. Oh yeah. Hello, how can I not know that, Sugar Free Mars? That you was talking about Rolly when you called him a drooling fool. How could I not know that? Oh boy. I mean, look at this shit. Time held. Hold on. Whoa. Wait. What is this? This time held. 92 days? 92 days? Last defense, not time inactive 90. Like, I don't understand. I know that he fought for the WBA regular. The WBA World Welterweight Champion, y'all. Yes, the Super was vacant. Yeah, he was emailed it, but didn't. I'm confused. See, this is why I don't really be following all this shit like this. I choose the fighters I like, and I follow them, and I watch their fights. But I thought Tank turned it down at first, but then I thought he took it. But now I'm hearing that no, he didn't. Actually, he's not the WBA Super. So the WBA Super is vacant right now, right? Because you got to be. From what I thought, you had to be unified to be a Super champion. Well, how is he a Super champion? And he's not even unified, and he hasn't fought anybody. He hasn't defended. He hasn't done anything at 147 with his regular belt. And you got this guy right here. How is Stanionis? I understand that what's the name? Took the goddamn shit off of him. Boots beat him. But Conor Benn, really? I thought Conor Benn was fighting at 154. I'm confused. Isn't Conor Benn fighting at 154? And he fought goddamn Chris Eubank at 160, right? Help me understand this. So he's not the super champion, Shawa. Just do boxing. Salute to you, brother. Salute to you. So it is. So Rolly is still a regular champion, right? Yes, sugar-free Mars. The rankings are trash. This is what you see. Why I don't go through all this shit? Like, why keep up with this shit? I understand that there's the Ring magazine champion, and he's supposed to be the goddamn lineal. That's really the only one I really want to pay attention to. Sheldon is confused as well. So why is everybody talking about Rolly is the super champion? What is going on, y'all? For real. I'm just trying to figure this out. When I put this, the original title of my live that was on the phone, that was really a question because I have no fucking idea what's going on. Yes, Queen Sister Cameron says our rankings in the debates make more sense. Yes. And that's the ticket right here. They do what they want. Yeah, he got emailed it, but is he the super champion or not? I'm confused. Hold on, let's see, because it doesn't say whether or not you're a super champion in this website. It just calls him the world welterweight champion. That means he's the top dog at welterweight in the WBA. And look what they say here. Hold on. When was Devin in the rankings? Dropped out this month. What does that mean? When what? When did Haney go the WBA route, y'all? It would say right here. Where would it say it, Shawa? It would say it up here. Oh, yeah, because it says Gary Antoine Russell is a super. Okay. So he's not. Then what the fuck are we talking about? What? What is the hoopla about? What are we doing? Yes, I do see it, Shawa. What the fuck are we talking about? Ain't no way Lewis or Crocker stay champions in 2026 unless they actively duck and be on BS. They're the easiest lick at 147. Well, you know how that worked. You talking about this guy? Man, they, again, like you said, they do what they want. How is he number 4? How is this dude? How is Ryan Garcia number 4? How is Ryan Garcia number 4, y'all? Over Conor Ben. I don't know none of these dudes. I know Crocker and Ben. I don't know none of these dudes. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know him. I heard of him. Guyasov. I heard of him. I know Stanionis. Heaven Sent says one of them dudes was losing till the other dude DKO'd himself. What? That's crazy. This shit is crazy, man. Just do say it's crazy. Rolly, a 2-division champion, and Virgil Ortiz has never fought for a title, but has fought better competition. Boxing is wild as hell. Tell me about it, Just do. This is what I'm talking about. Just do boxing. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm like get so frustrated. Because no one, instead of calling this shit out for what it is across the board, we want to take this shit and make it seem like it's doing something when it's really not. This shit ain't doing nothing for the sport. How is making Rolly? Oh, he's not the super champion, but how is making him? Like, how is he here? Who has he fought on this goddamn list? Get his ass out of here. I wish I could get your ass out of here, Nick. Go on somewhere. Shit, look, see what I did? That's what I get. But tell me how this dude, get your ass out of here. How is he in here? This is the only person this man fought. What are we doing? Shawa says the hoopla is why this nigga got a belt in the first place. He scammed Barrios to get the first title. Of course yes. And old man Barrasso beat his ass and he got gifted. Like, what are we talking about, man? And then he got his ass whooped by goddamn Pitbull. He got beat by Pitbull, and now look at this nigga. Get the fuck out of here, bro. I mean, come on, bro. Man. Okay, so he's not the super. So why is everybody running around talking about he's a super champion? That's what I want to know. He fought on Pro Box. I need to do more looking at these other fighters because I'm just getting more and more disappointed by the fighters they putting in front of us. You know what I'm saying? It used to be I could be satisfied with all the big names out there and just watching them fight. But now these dudes are trying to be big names without fighting nobody. And I'm like, man, I need to start watching other motherfuckers. Like, so I do need to start looking at other fighters, man. Like watching all these fights. I need to be on some Shawa shit. Some goddamn Queens of the Ring shit. Some sugar-free Mars and goddamn Stormy B-Man shit. I'm not satisfied. Are y'all satisfied with the sport of boxing and what they're putting in front of us? Mind the Mansa Musa salute. Yes, absolutely, sir. Freedom ain't free. Always coming through and reminding everybody. Heaven Sit says, proud of Rolly being a two-time champion, especially as a fellow Cuban. But yeah, this ain't fair at all. It's easy to become champ. I'm glad you are rocking with him, but you understand his bullshit. At least you can do that. Yes, they wanted Ryan to win, but you know, he was off the juice. He's off the juice, so it ain't gonna work out for him. You know what I mean? He got to figure out another way to microdose. Sugar Free shouts out Mind the Mansa Musa. Yeah, Barroso. Sugar Free. I mean, Shawa says it's appalling he got up there in the first place and don't want to fight no one but freaking Manny. Well, he always been about that, right? One thing you can say about Rolly is he always been about he wants to fight the big money fights. He don't care about no belt. And I don't understand it. You don't care about the belt. You don't care about fighting in fighting in championships and all that other shit. You're not interested in that. Shawa says, I like fights, fuck the politics. I'm right there with you. Brother Snoopy Max, salute to you. Yes, some matchups could be better. Absolutely, Shawa. Brother Snoopy Max is in the building. Salute to you, fam. Sugar Free Mars says, Ryan may be put on his ass again if he rematches Rolly. I heard that's in the works. That's what I heard too. I mean, I heard that's in the works, and then the winner fights either Brian Norman Jr. or Devin Haney. Look, I know what they're doing, right? I know what they're doing. They're doing all this to make the like big spectacles of everything. You know, why we got to make big spectacles out of shit that shouldn't be big spectacles, right? Why can't we take somebody like a Crocker or a Flies or a why can't we take the guys that are actually putting in work? We can't do nothing with them. What kind of promoter are you? Right? You should want to show people what the best fights look like. This was going to be a banger, right? It's not going to be, oh, well, I could just not, I know I'll knock this dude out. It's not going to be a chess match, for lack of a better term. Shit, goddamn rain. We got a tropical storm coming through. They finally going to allow us to get some rain. You know, after they done took all our rain over to Texas to flood them out. You know what I'm saying? After they took our rain over to Texas, you know, they said, you know what? We're going to let South Carolina have some rain now. We're going to take all this water everywhere else. We're going to try to kill a bunch of people with some floods, and then we're going to let this the water go back to South Carolina and the rest of the Southeast. I appreciate you, government. Thank you. Thank you. Now it's raining. Okay. These people are diabolical. Anyway, back to boxing. So, yeah, I just don't understand it. I don't understand this. We need better representation for the sport. Now, the reason what really got to me, not really got to me, but what really got me like, man, I'm tired of this bullshit for real, is the narrative that Turkey might be allowing certain things to happen, but like Turkey was never pro-sanctioning body, was he? Turkey don't like the sanctioning bodies. You know, Turkey didn't want any sanctioning body shit promoted on Riyadh season. So why would Turkey be behind making Rolly Romero WBA champion, right? Because if he really wanted to, if he thought Rolly Romero versus the winner of Brian Norman Jr. or Devin, the biggest fight, he would just say, you guys fight, right? Why would he have to go through all this subterfuge and bullshit? You know, or Ryan Garcia, like if they rematched, it was Ryan Garcia versus Rolly, and then the winner fights Brian Norman or Devin Haney. But if that's what Turkey wanted, he would bypass all the bullshit and say, okay, Ryan, you fighting Devin after Brian Norman Jr. or the winner. Why would he have to use the sanctioning bodies to maneuver the shit? You know, it's also some hypocrisy going on here. Because back when Tank was at 135, he was supposed to fight Cuellar for the regular WBA championship. There was another guy by the name of Alberto Machado who was the WBA super champion. Okay? Alberto Machado was the champion at 130, the WBA super champion. But, and from what I understand, Tank was supposed to fight him. Tank was supposed to fight him for the WBA Super Championship belt. But in comes Jesus Cuellar, who was on a 2-year layoff, coming off a 2-year layoff, and lost. Came off a loss in a 2-year layoff. Does that sound familiar to y'all? Does that sound similar to what happened with Rolly Romero? Similar, not the same. Rolly didn't have a 2-year layoff, but he was coming off a loss. And as Shawa pointed out, and as we've seen in the rankings, well, Rolly Romero is not a super champion. But it's similar because neither one of these guys fought for that position. Right? They didn't fight who they were supposed to fight for that position. So instead of Tonka Truck fighting Alberto Machado for the WBA super belt, he ends up fighting Cuellar, and they downgrade Alberto to the regular. For what reason? I don't understand that. Raul Garcia is in the building. Salute to you, brother. Salute to Raul Garcia. Salute to you. Right, Shawa? Help me understand how did Turkey do that too? I already went over how they tried to give Tonka Truck the email belt, right? Oh yeah, you know what? Let's go down here. Let's confirm right now that Tonka Truck is not the super champion. Nope, he's not. Oh, he is. Look at this shit. Holy shit. According to Box Live, and Paramount Plus, its sponsor, this dude is a super champion at 130. Interesting. Oh, hold up. Y'all don't see it. Look. He's the super champion at 130. So this dude did accept it. Yes, you did. So I remember Queen's sister, God damn it. Queen's sister, Rachel Donaire, wanted to debate somebody about whether or not the promoters or the sanctioned bodies were worth for boxing. I mean, I think they're equally as bad, y'all. But look at what the WBA is doing at the very least. They say he's a super champion. Well, hold on, man. This is crazy. This is a fact checking mission today, y'all. We're going on a fact checking journey together. That's what we're doing today. This is what I wanted to do today. Yeah, you did tell me, Shawa. Shawa says he talked all that shit about Devin only to take that email. Facts. This dude come on now. Hold on now. Let me go to the WBA website. God damn it. Let me go straight to their website. Okay. Now, it looks like, here we go. No, this is the females. This is the female rankings. Hold on. I did not want that. All right. Killer. So, I mean, so Tonka Truck is indeed the super WBA super champion at 135. So he accepted that shit. I thought he did. And look at him. Look at him pimping. Pimping since Pippin been pimping. This dude is indeed the WBA champion at 135. Holy bubbles of shit. What was it? Let's see here. They got. Okay. I want to go to the WBA. Okay, so I don't know, man. I'm confused. Regardless, I'm confused. Oh, now it's storming around this bitch. Okay. Oh yeah, we got some rain, y'all. We got some rain. Man, this shit is crazy. But you know, if you talk about this, there's something wrong with you, right? If you want to try to sift through the bullshit to come to an understanding, well, they look at you like you're crazy because you're just not going with what they want you to go with, right? You're trying to. They don't like when you fact check. Fact checking that went out the door back during Modelo 19. Y'all remember that? When you do your own research and you do your own fact checking, yeah, they don't like that. Now, Box Live shows because I wanted to make sure, right? Because it says Super Champion on Box Live. All right, I'm gonna show y'all this again. On Box Live, it shows Tonka Truck as the WBA Super World Lightweight Champion. Okay, that's what it says there. Hold on, who's texting me? But when you go straight to now, when you go to the WBA website, right? We go to WBA website. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say super champion. It says WBA world champion. Now, the number one in the rankings is Floyd Schofield, right? And then number two is Andy Cruz, and then Armando Robbie. A bunch of guys I never heard of, except for Josh Padley. I heard of him thanks to Shakur Stevenson. But the WBO is vacant because of what's the name? Because of Keyshawn Davis, and that's who Abdullah Mason is fighting. What's the name for? You know what? That's what I'm saying, Shower. Because how much more disappointment do we have to face? Well, Alaikum Assalam, Lit House. Salute to you. Salute to you, Aki. How much disappointment do we have to face? We got Floyd Schofield, we got Andy Cruz. Yeah, I mean, but the top 15, how many names have you heard of in this top 15? I only know 1, 2, 3. Jose Venezuela. What? How the fuck? Wait. Did he drop back down to 135? Did Jose Valenzuela, because he just got whooped on by Gary. He got whooped on for WBA Super Lightweight Championship belt in February, but he dropped back down to 135 since then? What? I see here. When did he do that? All right, let's see. All right, we got interim champion and a world champion. I don't understand. What? Huh? Oh, I went in the wrong direction, y'all. My bad. I went in the wrong direction. Hold on, let me go up. My bad. All right, we got welterweight. We got Gary Anton Wussel. Anton Wussel. My 6-year-old daughter doesn't know how to pronounce R's, so I think that's pretty cute. Anyway, Gary Anton Russell. He's a WBA world champion. But we also have an interim champion. Why? If we have a champion if we have a WBA world champion, why do we have an interim champion as well? And see, this is why I don't get in the weeds of this shit. All right, so what happened to Jose Valenzuela when he lost to Gary Anton Russell? Okay, he's not here. So either he's not here at all or he's not ranked. So he's not in here. Heaven Sent says Gary Antoine Russell punked him into going a weight down. I mean, and he's not a small dude. He's not a small dude. So, okay, so Jose Valenzuela is back down here. I don't know none of these dudes. Hold on, guys. My wife is calling me. Hold on. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm back. So, all right. So we got some stuff going on here. Now let's go up top here. I don't know him. I know him. I don't know him. I know Sandor, right? Jermaine. I know Jermaine Ortiz. I mean, but we got 15 fighters that if we don't know them, maybe we should start to get to know these fighters. If we, you know what? Because we, the fans, right? The fans and the content creators, we have a lot of influence over the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? And there are content creators that are doing the right thing for the sport, right? They're trying to highlight these fighters. They're trying to bring some attention to them. You know, you know who I'm talking about. Sha was one of them. Go ahead, drop your link. I know she ain't gonna want to do it. I know she ain't gonna want to do it, but I'm gonna tell her to do it anyway. Every time she come up in here. But and then y'all go check out. Well, y'all know everybody, but you know y'all can drop your links anyway. It'll never hurt. You know, Queen Sister Cameron. She's my promoter for the bare knuckle debates. Jonathan Simon, salute to you, brother. Blessing to you as well, bro. Oh, I got to finish this order, which I think is going to be screwed up by this damn rain. It shouldn't be too bad, though. One thing I'll say about the Southeast, they know how to drive in some rain. I'll tell you that. But when it ain't raining, if y'all are familiar with the Southeast, you know what I'm talking about. They drive horribly when it's not raining. But when it's raining, they don't play. So yeah. So we got all these fighters. We got 15 fighters at lightweight in just one sanctioning body that don't get enough love, right? Oh yeah, that blue lipstick. Yeah, Shower, that blue lipstick. That shit was fire. And she had them edges cracking. Queen Sister Camera had them edges cracking. Them edges was laid, wasn't they? Oh boy. Yes. So yeah, and let's look at welterweight. This dude. So it doesn't look like they call out whether they're so this is on WBA website. It doesn't look like they designate super to on their website, but you know, they maneuver how they maneuver. So because explain to me how you have a world champion and a welter and an interim champion at the same time. Did Gary Antoine Russell go in recess? Did he get injured? Can somebody explain to me why there's an interim champion when you have a world champion right here? Why is there interim? Well, I can understand this. I understand why he's there, but why? You know, I understand that. I understand. Nick Ball at featherweight. I know Nick Ball. I know Brandon Figueroa. You know, there's a lot of guys I don't know down here. Super bantamweight, you got Inouye. Now, so look. Oh shit. I stand corrected. Jonathan says, Cam, the Queen, salute the Blessings Legacy Promotions, the past, future, and the present. For Sugar Dale. Okay, we got Gary Russell Jr. I know him. I don't know these dudes. I don't know them. But how is there an interim when you have a undisputed champion right here? What was it? Shower, what you talking about? Inouye? You funny. Oh, he ducking him. Okay. I heard about that. Yeah. Mirajan Akhmaduliev. Yes. I hear that he's ducking the shot him. But they're fighting next, right? Don't they have a fight coming up? I thought I understood they had a fight coming up. Maybe I'm wrong. Man, that's what I'm saying, Heaven sent. I don't care for him either. And I don't really even like Nonito Donaire. He's an interim champion. Antonio Vargas is what? Is he? He's just a regular like he's a regular champion. Like, shout out to my boy Nonito. I love Nonito, but why is he an interim champion? I'm just trying to understand these things. I'm the wrong one to try to explain it, so I'm just trying to understand it for myself. Like, this is why I stay away from this shit. Like, okay, I'll let other folks that want to dig through the weeds deal with it. He should not even be up here, to be honest with y'all. I know enough to know that if you're not fighting in your division under your sanctioning body and you're moving up to this, if you're not here fighting and you're still holding the belt, but you're fighting here next, why do you still have this? I know enough to know that. It's common sense. Heaven sent, let me tell you. Real shit. Oh, is it Inoue Nakatani next? Is that what's happening next? Well, what rankings is Nakatani in? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let me go back down here. This is what I want to see. Wait, Gary Anton Russell. Wait, which one is this? I'm confused. Hold up. I thought, or Gary Russell Jr. is at super featherweight, right? Am I tripping, y'all? I didn't know there was another Gary Russell down here at super bantamweight. Yeah. See, it would take me a long time to sit through this bullshit. Junto Nakatani is a division under Inoue. Okay. I heard of Junto. So that's but he's not ranked in the WBA. Okay. Right. Let me go to oh, you know what? I'm curious now. I want to see the other rankings. I want to see it. Why not? So while I'm doing that, I want to talk about Blue Blood checking old boy about his credibility. Blue Blood Sports TV went live earlier today. And I did go into the live later on, though. It was later in the live, and I did not see the beginning. So I was watching it earlier, and he got into knockoff Pittypat. Now, apparently, knockoff Pittypat was running around talking about Blue Blood was lying and that he cooked Blue Blood. Yes, three brothers, Jonathan Simon, three brothers, different weight classes. Okay, so Gary Antoine Russell is at 140. Gary Russell Jr. is at 130, and Gary Antonio Russell is at one little guy weight. One little guy weight. I don't know. The tiny weights. So, yeah, so Blue Blood is, man, you know, Blue Blood is a nice guy, man. And it takes a lot to get him there, you know. I've seen people go in on him, and he wouldn't say nothing about it. And then when he snaps, when he goes in, he goes in. And I was glad to see it. Not because I hate knockoff Pittypat. Y'all know I don't respect him at all, and I don't like him. But because it's what is needed. Because he has been questioning Blue Blood's credibility for a while, right? And Blue Blood just had to let him have it. Had to let him know he'll never be on Blue Blood's level at all. We know that. He never was. And the reason this is important is because when you go after someone's credibility, you best be able to have a leg to stand on. Right? Liddell says, keep snakes around you. You're going to get bit. KO is a serpent. Facts. I can't either, Shawa. I can't. Because it's not that he talks shit, right? It's not that. I don't care about none of that. I'm not sensitive. It's the lies. It's the manipulation. It's the sensitivity, right? That's what it is. But when you, like, Blue Blood is established in the sport. And Blue Blood keeps it real, right? I don't always agree with him about everything he says. And I don't, you know what I mean? But I don't have to. But you'll never see me go and disrespect him on his channel and then go around talking about I cooked him. Knockoff made multiple attempts to go in on Blue Blood on his channel, and Blue Blood cooked him every time. But he's delusional enough to believe that he did something. No, he did not. Right? So Blue Blood had to let him have it. He had to check his ass about questioning his credibility in the sport of boxing as a boxing reporter. That's what he's a journalist. He's a boxing journalist. He's a boxing insider, right? What Knockoff is not that. Knockoff is a boxing speculator. He's a boxing insinuator. He is a boxing assumer. That's what he is, right? He might have a little bit of something going on with Tonka Truck's camp, but it's not enough for him to challenge Blue Blood on that level. I don't understand the man's mentality. I don't know why he does what he does, but he clearly is a seeker of validation. He clearly is. Because if you look at, man, I don't want to be petty, but I don't even think it's pettiness at this point. Right? I don't think it's petty. Yes, Cameron, Queen Sister Cameron. He did indeed. Cooked him. Shawa says, I'm talking about the name. I don't have enough time for the rest of the actual BS he does. Oh, gotcha. You talking about the nickname I gave him. Well, he calls himself Knockout Boxing, but Lidout says, man, the only thing this nigga ever cooked was ramen noodles. Yeah. Shawa says, we talking about a man who argued with Bill and Brian Sr. about the business of boxing. It's crazy. That's what I'm talking about. It's that type of shit that I can't rock with. It's the pontificating. It's the, what I mean by pontificating. You're speaking on something as though you have some level of expertise and authority in that subject, and you really don't. You know what I'm saying? It's Pittypat, yes. And that's what I had a problem with. That's what I have a problem with now. I mean, I always had a problem with it. I was like, man, this dude is something else. Right? But for him to behave as though he can do anything, the Blue Blood is completely out of pocket and out of the realm of sense making, right? Even going after Champ side, right? Going after Champ side, going after Drew Titan. He's making his rounds because he thinks it's going to bring him some level of notoriety. He thinks he's going to get a reward for it. It's about validation, man. I'm not gonna play this video, y'all. I just want you. Y'all didn't hear that, did you? I'm just going to show you the title. I'm not going to play the video. I'm going to show you the title, right? Yeah, I'm on this dude's head, but so what? Because I'm a dog with a bone for real. I'm like a dog with a bone. And, I'm all about exposing this ridiculousness. Shaquille Phil says the epitome of disrespect, along with super sensitive. Facts. That's why Manager Marty is a better man than him. Because you think Manager Marty gives a fuck about who goes in on him? He ain't sensitive like that. He just, he lies and puts out false information. But goddamn, he don't go around. He tried to go on Blue Blood Channel today and asked hey, can I come up to you? At least he came at Blue Blood respectful today. And Blue Blood was like, nah, I don't respect you. Nah, you can't come up here. Right? But, and I'm not bigging up, I'm not bigging up Manager Marty in the least at all whatsoever. But Manager Marty knows who he is. You think he smells his own shit and thinks it smells like goddamn pixie dust? No, he knows his shit stank. But guess what? He's gonna keep doing what he wants to do. He don't care what nobody thinks about him. That's Manager Marty. He don't give a hot damn. You know what I'm saying? He don't give a hot damn. When he was going in on Rachel Donaire, and going back and forth with her and sharing her goddamn screenshots, you think he cared that everybody thought he was a bitch for that? Oh, that's a bitch move, Manager Marty. You know it's a bitch move. Showing people screenshotting conversations. Manager Marty did not give a hot fuck about none of that. Not none of that. He kept it trucking. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality. But this dude right here, I mean, come on, bro. But it's a dangerous thing. It's dangerous. Yes, Cameron, going from channel to channel, trying to stir up shit. That's exactly what he does. Nah, he had no shame because he came back talking ish. Oh, he did? I didn't see that. I didn't see that, Shower. He probably was talking shit, but he probably wasn't sensitive like this dude is. But again, they're both pieces of shit. They're both their shit is equally festic, or whatever you want to call it. Fecal. The fecal matter of their shit is in equal amounts. You understand? They're both trash. I don't fuck with or respect with neither one of them, or respect neither one of them. Now, let me show y'all the title, because this is what this dude is about on YouTube, right? It's about this first. This is what it's all about. Validation. That's what this guy craves. Now, like I said, I'm not gonna play this video. I didn't even watch it because this shit pops up on my algorithm because I'm all into the boxing, right? I'm looking at boxing content, looking at boxing news. It comes up. But look, because I'm not subscribed to this dude. Let him tell you. He probably thinks I'm subscribed to him. Am I subscribed to this dude? Hell no. But the shit pops up. Just like, see? It's an algorithm. It's an algorithm thing. So, yeah, it is what it is. But, yeah, look, I mean, validates. This is what he craves. Gervonta Tank Davis's team validates KO. Improves hater channels. Have no clue what they're talking about. That's what this is. This is his mission on YouTube. It's to gain validation, improve hater channels, have no clue what they're talking about. Right? So I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, I did listen to a little bit of it, but not very much. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Kenny Ellis saying that Tank's not retiring. Right? Yeah. Should I play it? Because I'm curious on which of the tank team he's talking about. Because I'm pretty sure it's Kenny or Calvin. Because somebody else talked about how Kenny Ellis said that Tank Tonka Truck ain't retiring. Multiple people talked about that, right? Oh, peace to you, Daryl. Daryl Big G Galloway. Salute to you. Shawa says, I know nothing Drake fans, but I can't. You know nothing of Drake fans. Good Lord. And you never do want to know, Shawa. I don't think so, Shawa. Nope, I don't think so either. Nope. Man, Shaquila, let me tell you, he's not going to go to Champ Side Channel to do nothing at all whatsoever. And if he does, I actually hope he does, because I know Champ Side is going to cook him. You know, because here's okay. Y'all know Candace Owens? Candace Owens, salute to Motown 909. Salute to you, brother. Y'all are familiar with Candace Owens, right? Lit Out says, man, Champ Side cold. I'll call him the Malcolm X of boxing. Space analytical as fuck. KO don't want none of it. No, he don't. But y'all know Candace Owens, right? So Candace Owens is similar to knockoff Pittypat. All right, in the way they debate, quote unquote, or argue points. They make a whole lot of points in the shortest space possible to overwhelm you, right? They try to overwhelm you with a bunch of, Pittypat points. That's why I call them Pittypat, to overwhelm you, right? Well, cats like Champ Side and myself, I'll take the broadsword. All right, so this is an analogy I'm gonna use. There is a method. All right, I think it's Japanese method of killing or torturing someone. It's called lynchi. Y'all know what that is? I think it's lynchi. Don't give me the line. Hold on. I know the English translation of it. Let me look it up since I'm in front of a computer. 1,000. Y'all know what that is? I forgot. Is it? No, not the fucking music. Good Lord. Taylor Swift. What are we What are we doing? Okay. Death by 1,000 Cuts. I think it's called lynchi. I think that's basically it's death by 1,000 cuts, right? Ling Chi. Gotcha. There we go. Yes, Ling Chi. The term is Ling Chi. Lingchi. All right. It's called slow slicing or death by 1,000 cuts. Right? It is a Chinese torture and execution. Right? It's Chinese torture and execution. You know what I'm saying? Or y'all having a conversation. So, yeah, slow slicing. Yes. It's death by 1,000 cuts. So that is the method of a Candace Owens and a knockoff Pittypat. They'll make 1,000,000 points to overwhelm you, and a lot of it is ridiculous. Now, yeah, seppuku is self-deletion. That's Japanese. Seppuku is Japanese. But so, I prefer the method of taking a broadsword and decapitating the motherfucker with one swing. That's what I prefer. Right? That I prefer that. I ain't got time for the making all these little points to try to rack. You know what I mean? But that's similar to Candace Owens, and Champ Side's a lot like that, right? But by the time you realize he decapitated you, you was already dead. You just didn't realize it yet, right? But yeah, that's what Champ Side would do with knockoff Pittypat. Cameron says, I believe you, bro. What you talking about, Cameron? So Champside would destroy this dude, but Champside Knockoff wouldn't even know he was destroyed yet. Knockoff would still be talking, and Champside would just be playing with him and having fun with him. He don't want none of that work at all. He won't get the validation he seeks going on Champside channel. So when he went to Knockoff, when he went to Blue Blood's channel, and Blue Blood was destroying him, all Knockoff could do was get louder and louder and louder and start yelling and screaming. And, you know, Blue Blood, like, listen, Blue Blood will cut your ass off and tell you stop, right? Because he just can't take it. So that's what Blue Blood did to Knockoff, because Blue Blood recognized what Knockoff was doing, attacking straw men, chasing red herrings and all this other shit, begging the question, doing all kind of crazy shit, moving the goalpost. And Blue Blood doesn't tolerate that. He just tells the guy to stop. So, you know, that just is what it is. But shout out to Blue Blood for standing on his square about his credibility. We need. No, not today, Shelton. No, he did that last year. I think it was September or October, and Tonka Truck was supposed to fight Lamont Roach for the first time in October and November in Dallas. And Blue Blood kept saying that the venue, they couldn't book the venue, and they didn't have the money, and you know what I'm saying. And then Tonka Truck was not happy with the amount of money he was going to get. This is what Blue Blood is telling people. But of course, Knockoff Pittypat had to come and basically challenge Blue Blood's credibility. And so, yeah, he went on the channel. He clicked the link, and Blue Blood just destroyed him, ethered him. You know what I'm saying? And so, based on that, right? I think KO might have went up there a couple more times, maybe, perhaps. But he's telling people that he cooked Blue Blood, and it got around to Blue Blood, and Blue Blood went in on this dude today. Yes, he was cursing and disrespecting. That's what he does, though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what this dude does. You know, and he is one of the last bastions of hope for Tonka Truck's career. And Tonka Truck don't even care about his own career like that. Yes, Motel 90, 909s. So this is not just about my vendetta, because it isn't vendetta, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I have a vendetta against Knockoff Pittypat because he's full of shit. He's a liar. He manipulates. You know, he spreads false information. But if you spread so-called false information, he's on your head. He's a hypocrite. And it's bad for the sport. And it's not just him. It's boxing no-goes, boxing ego, Fannin, Fanon, manager Marty. These guys are out here. Mill City, you know what I'm saying? Mill City, who tries to act like he's neutral, but he's really not. AM, remember I shared you guys what the lies AM Sports Media was spreading last week. You know what I'm saying? And I was able to debunk their shit with facts and evidence. So this is not just about Knockoff, right? It's about all these dudes doing this bullshit. And so, yes, I take it upon myself to say, you know what? I like to fact check. I like to see if people are really being honest and truthful, because it doesn't sound right to me. So this is what I do. I do that sometimes. You know, and it's fun for me to fact check people and say, look, this is the real information, right? Like I'm going to do tomorrow with manager Marty, talking about all the things that he's been talking about. I mean, this dude, let's do a little preview. Let's do a little preview. But at the end of the day, Blue Blood cooked this dude today, checked his ass, checked him, just utterly and completely checked him. And there's nothing he can do about it, right? There's nothing Knockoff can do about it. What the hell is this? All right. So Lit House says, because these grown men be fangirls and opportunists to fighters ready to step in front of train for fighters. That's why I keep saying boxing has gotten too weird. Yes, they're doing damage control. These fighters don't need y'all to do damage control. If you're going to report on boxing and talk about boxing, and if you want to get into the politics of boxing and behind the scenes, can we just be honest and real about what you know and just report the truth? No, we can't do that. We got to manipulate. We got to lie. We got to go to bat for these dudes. We got to go to bat for the promoter. We got to go to bat for the sanctioning bodies. And this creates chaos amongst the fandom. And the fans don't demand what they should demand. And we don't get the best fights. But no one sees that this shit is happening, right? Well, a lot of people see it. But let me take that back. The fans, the fandom as a whole, they don't understand that they're being manipulated. They don't understand that they affect how the sport of boxing moves forward. The sport of boxing moves forward because of the fandom, right? And guess who has some type of influence over the fandom? We do, not me personally, but I'm talking about YouTube content creators that cover boxing. These guys with tens of thousands of subscribers, these guys that get millions of views, 100,000 views. They get those views for a reason, right? Yeah, Shaw, this happened today. It happened today. Yes, he went in on Knockoff Pittypat. And KQKC. You got to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and check it out if you want. I know you don't like all the drama, but I mean, sometimes you gotta say what you gotta say. Sometimes you gotta come out and say it with your chest. So, Manager Marty, the guy who claims, and this was funny to me. I know, Shaw. I know you probably want to go check it out, but it's all good. Manager Marty claims to be the first person to care about drug testing in the sport of boxing, right? He can to be the original advocate of clean fighting, of clean boxing. You know, but for some reason, you funny, Shower. Not enough hours in a day. You funny. And he don't talk about it a lot. It's a cool few minutes. It's good to hear it though, right? Because Blue Blood is that guy. He's a legend in YouTube boxing. You know what I'm saying? Manager Marty sound like a nigga that sells door insurance and bets on children. That's funny. You funny, bro. But look, he claims to be an advocate for clean boxing, right? He said, "Oh, I've been doing this for years and blah blah blah. I've been blah blah blah." And my question is, well, who you managing? You call yourself Manager Marty, but anyway. The problem is this. This is the problem, right? Everything you cover in regards to the drugs in the sport of boxing and PEDs, the people that you be getting on, that you go after, well, they never pop dirty, right? The guys that he be on tough, I don't see him talking about Eddie Reynoso's guys at all. You know what I'm saying? And it's interesting to me because if you were really an advocate for the clean fighting, you would talk about the fighters that pop dirty, wouldn't you? You would be on their head. You would be calling for Eddie Reynoso to be investigated. You would have videos with these guys that pop dirty in the title, but you haven't. You don't have Jaime McGee up here. You ain't got Canelo up here. You ain't got that other dude, for whatever the name is, Fernandez or whatever the name is, the last dude, the seventh dude. You don't have Tyson Fury up here. He tested positive, didn't he? You ain't got none of these dudes up here talking about them. You got Terrence Crawford. You got Bill Haney. You got Devin, right? But you claim to be about an advocate, right? So help me understand. Like, look at this shit, bro. Like, come on, man. Now, these are his videos. Victor Conte exposed Devin Haney and Terrence Crawford trainers. But here you say, breaking, Ryan Garcia finally makes weight. Well, where's the provocative title? You just say he makes weight. Hearsay is hearsay. Right? Bill. And this is what this is a video I cooked on. Wait, is this where he said Bill was lying? I mean, come on. Look at this. It takes one to know one, he says about Terrence Crawford. When has Terrence Crawford ever tested positive? I mean, answer me that. Absolutely not. No one knows who he managed. Oh, he used to fight. He used to manage fighters. Which ones? I wonder which ones. You know what? That's a great question, Lithouse. Knockoff can Knockoff Pittypat referred to himself as an Arab when he in one video where he was shitting on Turkey al-Sheikh. Yes, he did say that. Minded Man Samu says for KO to lie like this in public about and for someone he doesn't know personally is sick, and I bet he's a cheater. And I better leave him. Yeah, I said it. F that slimy slug dip mouth spit can Arab. Yeah, Minded Man Samu does not like KO if y'all didn't realize. No, he's Arab. He said it. KO Knockoff said he was Arab and then got mad at Minded Man Samusa for calling him an Arab, and then, you know, went to bitch and complain on the panel when Minded Man Samusa was up there on BF's channel, because that's what he does. He whines and complains and bitches. Oh, this y'all was clapping for Freedom's March, and y'all cheerleaders, and man, shut the fuck up, bro. You won. Lithouse says, you know, I know all these tribes like the back of my hand. Freedom March, how I exposed Turkey's true lineage and connection to the CIA. I used to live in Saudi and Dubai. I got connections myself through Blue. Okay, for sure, Lithouse. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know. Listen, Saudi Arabian government got all kinds of connections with the US, including connections that have to do with 2 buildings coming down in New York. What was it? Yes, I understand. And I know for a fact that most of those dudes that they say were instrumental in taking the towers down were Saudi Arabian. I know that for a fact. I know they went to flight school. They went to flight school months before it happened, and the flight instructor said that they were trash. Said that they were trash in twin-engine Cessnas, okay? But yet they managed. Never mind. Let me stop. Let me not go there. We talking about boxing day. But yes, Saudi Arabia and the small hats have a lot of connections together as well. And if you didn't know, what was it? Those Saudi Arabians that went to flight school before they took down the towers, allegedly, that the flight instructor said was trash. Well, the flight school was across from the NSA building. What was it? It was across the street from the NSA building, the National Security thing, the NSA. You know, the people that listen to your conversations, the NSA. Yeah. The ones that listen to your conversations and tell you they do it for, you know, for national security. Oh, we got to listen to you. Oh, we only listen to 30 seconds. If we don't hear nothing pertinent, then we shut it. Bullshit. What was it? Yeah. So that's another story. The Saudi Arabians, oh man. they own some other shit. They own another type of time. They own another type of time. So yeah, this dude, you go down here, he discovered cheating in boxing. This is what he said. He discovered cheating in boxing. And then he has Brian Norman's back with some acne on it. He accused Brian Norman Jr. of being on PEDs versus Jin Sasaki. Now, I'm not going to say he wasn't, but I'm not going to say he was. He never popped dirty. Right? He never popped dirty, but here he goes. Saying Brian Norman Jr., insinuating that Brian Norman Jr. popped dirty for PEDs. You know what I'm saying? Help me understand why he doesn't have the actual drug sheets up here. Okay, this is just a hate title. Devin Haney not a bigger draw than Ryan Garcia, even though Ryan Garcia never sold one pay-per-view without Devin or Tonka Truck. You gotta check what out, Sister Shawa. Did I make you hip to something, Queen Sister? Lithouse says, I'm still tripping on the man name being the manager Marty, old janky promoter ass name. Facts. Well, you can just call him what Champside calls him, Janitor Cooney. What? See, this is what he does, man. You got paid $3,000. Now, I have not watched 99% of these videos. Busted. Breaking. Terrence Crawford and Snack fighters finally exposed. This is what he does. Where's the Eddie Reynoso video? Shocking. Devin Haney's on steroids. Read the program reveal. Do you see this shit? What was it? I mean, look at the look. Oh boy. Gervonta Davis claps back at Terrence Crawford team. Them snack peepers. Them snack peepers. Look at them snack peepers over there. Yeah, them snack peepers. Vita don't approve any supplements. Huh? See, this is what I'm talking about. Bill told me Devin Haney is not with Snack anymore. I mean, this dude is wilding, bro. Yes, Uncle Ruckus style shower. Wash his back. Devin Haney team revealed as doctor for Tim Bradley. Huh? Like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Listen, Racing Garcia sparked contradiction ahead of Devin Haney rematch. Where's the allegations? I was target tested. This is what he got up here for Ryan Garcia. I was target tested. You know what I'm saying? But he was targeted for speaking out, for lying out. I mean, come on, man. Breaking Devin Haney team shocking revelations. Today on What Bullshit Am I Selling? Find out. Devin Haney team shocking revelations. On tomorrow's episode, let's see. Let's see what bullshit I can pull from my ass today. Devin Haney team reveals Andre Ward old secret. What? Shocking. Bill Haney, worst manager in boxing. What you would never know without the Confrontation series. Dun, dun, dun. Come on now, dog. Uh-oh. 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 Today on Confrontation series, Devin Haney exposes Blue Blood Sports TV. Find out what really happened. But nobody else is talking about this. Are y'all curious about what this video is about? I am, but I'm not going to play it for y'all, right? I'm not going to do that to y'all right now. But look at this. Confirmed. Terrence Crawford suspicious. Oh no. Another suspicious black man with high cheekbones and big shoulders on snack. We need answers. Manager Marty confronts Devin Haney coach. Nowhere to be seen are videos about actual drug cheats. Not on this channel. That would be too correct. No, we're going to make videos with a bunch of baseless speculations about fighters I don't fuck with. That's how we get down in the Confrontation series. This is wild, bro. Where? But where? He discovered cheating in boxing. Didn't he say that? Didn't he say he discovered cheating in boxing? But you're not talking about any fighter that cheated like you're supposed to talk about it. You're talking about Ryan Garcia gave them PTSD. But you're not talking about how Ryan Garcia popped dirty. You got all this shit. You got the information that says that Devin Haney is not on 365 24/7 drug testing with VADA because according to you, they don't do that type of testing, right? They only do in-competition testing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We need answers, champ side. Ryan Garcia will fight dirty. Champ side exposed. If Delusional was a channel, it would be this. Oh, goodness gracious. Shocking. Details emerge in response to Ryan Garcia test results. Because we have to discredit the testing and make Ryan Garcia appear to be a victim of some sort. You ever see that show, Honest Trailers? You ever watch Honest Trailers? You know, I think I'm going to do that for the sport of boxing. I'm going to do honest YouTube channels. And I'm going to just say what the fuck they really talking about. This is boxing, man. This is what it has become. Absolutely. If he discovered cheating in boxing, he old as hell because Ryan Martin. That's what I'm saying. The delusion. If Delusion was a channel, it would be called Manager Marty. That's what it would be called. I mean, this is crazy, man. Ryan Garcia returns to Dubai, suspicious of testing. I'm going to talk around the fact that he tested positive and suggest there was some impropriety going on. Oh, who he talked? Which one, Shao? He talked. Yeah. If it's your guy, it's probably manager Marty shitting on him. Goodness gracious, man. I mean, let's keep it real, y'all. He does not talk about actual PD users getting caught testing dirty, popping dirty. He talks about fighters he don't like being suspicious because they're on snack. What? I didn't know he did this. Oh shit, he went at the BF too? That's crazy. Oh, senior's record? Oh, Brian Norman Sr. Oh, where you go? Where you go up in that? Oh, he had a record. Well, you know, manager Marty's a square, the square of all squares. Probably. I don't know. I don't know him like that. Oh yeah. LOL. I told you to continue to talk shit after the shit hit the fan about him. Yeah. Yeah. You know, Brian Norman Sr., he gonna speak up. That's for sure, for sure. Oh yeah, he was going in on these people, man. He went in on BF. I remember. I'm now remembering this. What? Yeah, look at this bullshit. Ryan Garcia popped dirty, y'all. He popped dirty, but he says this: Ryan Garcia not treated equally. Champ side reveals bias. The motherfucker popped dirty, man. He popped dirty. What fairness are you referring to? Are you treating Devin fair? Are you treating Terrence Crawford fair? Are you treating Brian Norman Jr. fair? No, you're not. You're basically you're telling people that these guys are cheaters without any evidence. Look, Ryan Garcia exposed Vada. This is what he's doing with fighters who do pop dirty that don't look like us. Proof. Ryan Garcia reveals Vada. Well, what came of that? What came of it? What came of that? Ryan Garcia reveals Vada? Well, what came of it? How did that help Ryan Garcia? How did exposing Vada help Ryan Garcia? There may not have been intent to cheat. Pure speculation. Pure speculation. So with this here thumbnail, he's basically saying that Victor Conte is saying that Ryan Garcia is not guilty. See, this is what I talk about when I say framing. When I talk about framing, because I talked about manager Marty framing before, right? If you frame things a certain way, you can give the impression that you're saying something you're not, and you have plausible deniability, right? Because of the way you're framing shit. So if somebody comes at you and says, well, you said this and you said that, you just got to say, no, I didn't say that. Go look at what I wrote. Go look at this. Go look at that. I didn't say that. I put this in quotation marks. So it wasn't me saying this. Look at my thumbnail. Look at how I frame this shit. It's called framing, y'all. You frame things to make it look a certain way, to present it a certain way to the public, but you escape plausibility when the blowback comes. You understand what I'm saying? That's what framing is. Queen's sister Cameron says, I said something to him when he was talking about BF and he hid me. Of course he did. I went on, guess what? I went up on his panel, right? And I was talking about something I forgot. But I got off. I said my piece, I got off. But then he started talking some shit after I left. And so I came back and he wouldn't let me back on. Yeah, he was done with me after that. He knew what was going to happen. Shawa says he's all about sensationalism. More power to his raggedy ass. Mix that ammonia with the right shit, Janitor Cooney. I ain't gonna say the other thing that you can mix it with. Ammonia and something else. Anyway, Yeah. I mean, this is just an utter campaign. Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious, man. He's pretty smart though. He's pretty smart with the way he frames stuff. Look, going at blue blood. Mm-mm-mm. Blue Blood Sports TV contradicts Terrence Crawford. I mean, this is utter nonsense, y'all. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I'm obsessed with this stuff like this because it's something about this type of shit, right? When they do these things, it just burns my hide, man. I don't like it, right? I don't like it because, my bad. Not just in boxing, right? In politics. Like it just is like, why we got to do this bullshit? Why does the bullshit have to come? Y'all, are y'all familiar with Brandon Tatum? I can just show y'all. I can show y'all his channel. Because Brandon Tatum is just like Manager Cooney to me. Just like him. Oh, I subscribed to him a long time ago. But this dude is a straight coon. Straight up and down coon. No two ways about it. And, you know, he does a lot of gossip shit now. You know, he does a lot of that shit. But this dude is just look at this dude, man. I mean, he used to be a much more blatant coon, but once he got in that spot, Shelton LBC or Nothing Reloaded drops a super chat on your boy. I appreciate that, man. Salute to you. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. But look, remember Carmelo Anthony, the situation there? Black people. Look. Now look at this shit. Look at this title. Black people are so embarrassing. Secret Service black DEI hires. Black fatigue is real. Why black churches are doomed. Black people are to blame. Shiloh Hendrick. Y'all remember her? I covered this bitch. Shiloh Hendrick triggers black activist as GoFundMe surpasses Carmelo Anthony. Like they're in a fucking race. This bumpkin, this clown shoe is making it a competition. These are people's lives we're fucking talking about. But he don't care. Of course he's happy that this saltine got more money than the brother. Of course. Because he is a stomp down coon. I don't really do much content on him before, but I used to be on his fucking head. So this is nothing new for me, y'all. I've been doing this for years. One time this man said, because he used to be a pig, right? In Tucson, Arizona. He was a pig for like 6 years. And he told us that during training, if you get called out to respond to a 911 call where a 90-year-old lady calls you out and says, oh, I think somebody's trying to break in. He said, you have to be prepared to kill the 90-year-old lady. That's what he said out of his own mouth about how pigs are trained. The OG Mr. Ma, salute to you, brother. Dropping the $5 super chat on you, boy, man. I really appreciate that, man. Salute to you. Salute to the OG Mr. Mott. Thank you, man. You showing Jesse Lee Peterson, brothers who support him also be complaining about women and black men being homophobic or thugs, which is crazy to me, right? You made a couple memes for it, Brother Shelton. But this is, trust me, he's an authentic coon, but he does this for sensationalism. Why? Because it pays to pander to the white conservative base. Just like it's cool to pander to the boxing casual. You pander to them because what are we talking about? We're talking about Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Alpha people that love drama and that love to be told something that they want to they want flash. They want, they want to see the chrome hearts and the hair braided. They want to see, they want to see people wilding out and going against their own brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. Heaven said, I'd rather support a brother who's struggling than a square who be down talking black women and black men. These are the low social IQ and respect. Yes. This dude is like, come on, bro. And his Queen Mother Shaquila dropping $10 on you, boy. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for your support today. And thank you for hitting the like button. And thank you for showing up. But look, I'm just saying, y'all, there is an agenda. Black people never learn. Blacker peoples never learn. You got to hear this dude talk if y'all are not familiar with him. Thank you, Queen Mother Shaquila. I appreciate you. If you've never listened to this dude talk, this is why we're in the state we're in today. See, I mean, yes, these are clowns, right? These are clowns, and they thank you. She says painting the chat for some good cooking. I appreciate you, Queen Sister, Queen Mother Shaquila. But listen, like, it's a joke to these people, right? They just want to make some money. They don't understand the damage they're causing to their own community. They don't understand it, right? They don't understand how, see, they want to blame the lack of progress on the thugs and the street dudes and all that, right? And the woke people. No, you are also part of the problem, right? You don't respect us. You know how they say, oh, well, black people don't respect each other. How you expect white folks to respect you? This is what a dude like this would say. If y'all are not familiar with him, see, I know that we like some of us, we don't like to consume content from people that we don't respect. But sometimes you have to, so you can understand the information that's being put out there and to understand how socially this affects us. It does. This is why I'll watch it. And I used to cover it a lot. But I mean, it's just, now it's just like, well, you get exhausted at some point. But I mean, woke activists truth slapped. You know? BLM outrage as teen charged with unaliving football star at track meet. And that's about Carmelo Anthony. But of course, and I really went in on him when he was talking about Ahmaud Arbery. I went on him hard because he was putting out false information about the laws and about the laws of trespassing in Georgia and about the circumstances surrounding the case and what Batman and Robin McMichaels are allowed and not allowed to do. That's what I'll call them, the saltines that killed Ahmaud Arbery. I'll call them Batman and Robin McMichaels because they were trying to act like vigilantes. Queen Sister Cameron says, I've always said you can learn from a fool. Exactly. You can. Shelton says, oh, he shared a link. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got to check that out, man. Hold on. Can I? Why can't I click on it? I can't click on it for some reason. But I like your meme, Shelton. If y'all ain't, listen, Brother Shelton, drop your link in the chat too, man. I like his memes. This shit's funny as hell. He does a lot of funny ass memes. Heaven Sent says all black men who got game, self-love, and are traditionally masculine doesn't seem to have a problem with any type of women, especially black women from all types of skin colors. Yes, because If you understand women nature, you ain't gotta put down one race of women over another, especially not your own. This dude is the epitome of a self-hating Uncle Ruckus Negro. That's exactly what he is. You know what I'm saying? So hold on. I need some more water. I need to have my kids bring me some water. So this is what I mean. Hold on. The reason I thought about this dude is because of Janitor Cooney. They are similar types in their own realm. Him in the realm of politics, in Manager Cooney in the realm of boxing, sensationalism, framing, and all that silly shit. Can you fill up my water for me, son? Thank you, Papas. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is what gets highlighted. This is what gets boosted. This is what reaches the people. Information is power, right? Knowledge is power. Information is power. And this is the information age. That's why this dude has 3.59 million subscribers. 3.59 million. And this just highlights the importance of information and knowledge, right? Because if they're being flooded with this type of shit, well, what are they going to believe? Right? What are they going to believe? People believe what they see on the internet nowadays. They don't have discernment, right? Discernment is a hell of a tool. Discernment is a hell of a tool. Salute to Coach Hudson in the building. Coach Hudson in the building, y'all. Hey, drop your link, Coach Hudson. You know what I'm saying? He be putting out some great information. Y'all go check him out. Exactly, bro, Shelton. 3.9 million racists. Heaven said, I knew this since age 17. I'm now 20. The young brothers can change, but majority of OGs are brainwashed. Yeah, that's true. Unfortunately, blacks beat up white people. Black people ambush white people at Cincinnati Music Festival. I haven't heard about that. I'm actually going to look into that because I might want to do some content about it. I need to look into that because I know it's not just as simple as he's saying it is. It can't be coming from him. So y'all see what I'm doing? Thank you. Now this is what we're dealing with in this world. Black people. This is what we're dealing with. You know, we can't listen, the dominant culture, right? The dominant culture knows how powerful black culture is. They understand and know our power, right? And they envy us for a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of shit going for us, black folks. We got rhythm. You know, we got our culture is rich. We invented a lot of shit. We have created so many things, right? Our power is in our soul, right? It is. You know, we move whole worlds. We move whole countries with our soul, right? We influence so much around the world. And we don't do it with violence, do we? Black people infiltrate every country with their culture without pulling one trigger. Don't we? Black people, the influence of black people are all over the world. And we did not have to kill. We did not have to invade. We did not have to grape, right? We didn't have to grape and pillage. We didn't have to do any of that. You know, all we had to do was beat some drums and dance. All we had to do was play some music. All we had to do was sing and wear something in a particular way, or have our hair a certain way, that people will gravitate towards what we bring to the table, and they want to consume it, but not give us no credit. That's called being a culture vulture. Heaven Sent says, I saw the whole video. The white dude slapped the black man, and then the chaos started. Critical thinking is lacking with many because they are emotional. Black people get hate for being human literal. Yes. That's crazy. I need to check that out. I definitely need to check that out. See, that makes sense. Just like on that boat in Alabama, right? On the pier in Alabama, them white people didn't want to move their boat, so they attacked the harbor master, whatever you call him, and then black folks came to his rescue, and they tried to paint these black folks as terrorists. Snoopy Mac says the word is the white guy was walking down. Oh, word is the white guy was walking down the street, kicking people's car, talking crazy to every black, and he stopped the guy who owned one of the cars. Oh, and he slapped one of the guys who owned the car, and he got what he was looking for. That's what I'm saying. Right? So I'm going to look into this, and I'll probably do some content on it. And I'm going to, guess what? I'm going to get back on his head. I have renewed vigor to go back at this dude. So trust me, knockoff Pittypat is not the first, and he's not the last. He's not the first, and he's not the last. Right? He's not the first. You do some silly, stupid, goofy ass shit. That is a detriment to our culture and a detriment to what I enjoy. I enjoy boxing. You are perverting the sport of boxing by going to bat and doing damage control for Tonka Truck Davis. And so you feel like, well, because people are exposing the truth and talking about the truth about Tonka Truck Davis's career, you got to go at everybody else's fighter and stir up shit and create disruption. Well, guess what? I'm going to talk about it. You call Devin an email no contest, I'm going to talk about it. You say that Devin is a bitch. You say that Devin is suing for fighting. I'm going to call you out for it. Yeah, these are your words. I didn't tell you to do this stupid shit. I didn't tell you to stand up for a drug cheat. You stood up for the drug cheat when you said that Devin shouldn't sue Ryan Garcia. That's what you did. And then you go around everybody's channel that rock with Devin, that has some type of connection to Devin, that has a relationship with Devin, and you go around, you shit on them, and you disrespect them on their channel, and just so that you can entice them into arguing with you on your channel, or that they invite you to argue with you, so that you can try to embarrass them and try to act like you gonna cook them, or I'm gonna cook him on his own channel. That's what he wants to do. He wants to go back to his channel and say that he cooked Drew Titan. He cooked Blue Blood, because that's what he did to Blue Blood. He didn't do that to Drew Titan because Drew Titan wouldn't let him up there. That's what he wants to do. He wants to go back to his channel, right? And tell everybody he cooks these people. But when I put his name in the title and I expose him for the liar and the manipulator he is, he starts whining and bitching about it. Hey, man. Yeah, exactly, Cameron. Crying and shit. Heaven Sent says, I can talk hours about why they hate black women, black men, and let alone black excellence, and even black kids. Nobody talks about how the majority of predator list is white or animal abuse list. Not even that. Not even just that. What about mass situationers? Those are made up mostly of those folks as well. Heaven says that also there's a reason why majority of suicides are white middle-aged males and females, them having the most mental health problems and other stuff that I can talk about, like the rainbow. You know what, Heaven Sent? I ain't even mad at it, bro. A few years ago, I did a video, well, it's a live stream a long time ago about, that's when Google Hangouts was still a thing and you could do lives through that. Was it? Wait, no. I was doing it on OBS. Anyway, I went through you know how they try to tell you that black folks are 17% of the population and we do 50% of this and 90% of this and that. I exposed the lies behind those statistics. And I also exposed how over 70% of exonerees are black folks. And I also exposed how in New York, they sold thousands of black boys and girls up the river to a private prison. I exposed how they were violating people in Florida with the drug testing, right? If you go on probation or you go on parole, you got to do drug test. Or if you're like in the juvenile system and blah, blah, blah. Well, there was a lady in the lab falsifying the test results only for black people. And I also exposed how in Florida, there was a police chief that was telling his police force to go after black people only. Frame them, make something up, set them up, lock them up. This is going on all over the country. So when they tell you about those statistics, well, you got to look at everything behind those statistics, including being set up by the very system that is supposed to be giving us justice, right? Got to go way back in the way back machine in my channel, but it's there. I did a pretty thorough job exposing systematic racism with data and facts. Because, you know, people downplay it, right? They want to tell you these statistics, but don't want to tell you what could have led to these statistics. They don't want to tell you that all this data that the FBI compiles come from each individual police department. They have to compile this information from all these police departments. You know what I'm saying? That's where they're getting their information. They're getting their information from the sheriff's office, the local police department. They're getting them from the state troopers. They're getting this information from all these different sources. Yet, we're supposed to believe that this information is ironclad. Queen Sister Cameron drops the super chat. Drops $5. I appreciate you. Salute to you, Queen Sister Cameron. I got to get off of this too. But you working on the Saturday. I love it. I love it. Helping people, you know, with their mental health on a Saturday. That's a beautiful thing. Make sure you drop your link on the way out. But yeah, I'm about to get off this too. So, but yeah, I like this type of stuff, man. I enjoy doing the fact checking and showing the information, and you know, when I have time, especially. So tomorrow, hopefully, depending on what I got going on, I do still plan on doing a live about Manager Marty. Basically trying to say that Devin is not signed up for vital testing 24/7, 365, and other things. So, because listen, man, this shit is crazy. You know, it's crazy. Anyway, much love, guys. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for chilling. Thank you for everyone who dropped the super chat on me. I appreciate that. Thank you for everyone who hit the like button. Thank you for engaging and interacting with your boy. And yeah, man, we're gonna get back at it tomorrow. I also want to do something about the suicides or the self-deletions of the military, of the soldiers in Alaska specifically, and why that could be important. I'm gonna talk about why that could be important and what may be leading to that. So, you know, another important topic that we have to talk about, right? Not only because of the importance of preventing self-deletion, but because of where Alaska is and what goes on around Alaska that a lot of people don't know about. There's a lot of shit that goes on in Alaska. The military in Alaska is very busy and very active year round. So we'll get into that. Anyway, much love, guys. Salute to Snoopy Mac, Queen Sister Cameron, Heaven Sent, Lit House, Shower, Coach Hudson came through. Who else came through? Queen Mother Shaquila, who dropped the super chat, the OG Mr. Mott, who came through. Thank you all to all you guys. And I appreciate you guys coming through. Anyway, I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Much love, like, share, subscribe, and let's keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.